Está frío. How much? Okay. 10,000. All right, folks, we'll go ahead and get started at 8:37. So we're going to go ahead and move back. We're going to put this back on the floor to discuss, consider, and take action to approve Resolution 634, designating the new city administrator to act as custodian of the Odom Police Department records and designating the city administrator as the city's agent for service of a formal request for public records of the Odom Police Department. Do I have a motion?
Mayor, I made the motion, but I'll go ahead and put City Administrator Lisa Hernandez.
Okay, so I get the motion by Councilman Falcon to add the new city administrator Lisa Hernandez. Do I have a second?
I should do it.
Oh,
Second.
second by Councilman Dominguez. So, is there any more discussion? Okay, we'll move on with the vote. Place one?
Yes.
Place two?
Yes.
Place three?
Yes.
Place four?
Yes.
Place five?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, report.
Where's my papers?
Yeah, before you look at this.
Oh, yeah. So we're gonna move to item 3, reports. And Melanie already did hers, so I know Councilman Falcon had something to report, so I'll go ahead and open it up to
Okay,
Councilman.
we had a couple of practice with EDC and let's see what, we got this proposal for the master plan for the park, and that's how did that, and just to get you update what's going on. This is part of the park.
Can you open it up? There we go.
That's the dream part. But this is our master plan that we're gonna probably go with the
There we go.
That's it. And next page.
So just so you, just kind of a little bit of history here. The economic development has been working over the last few years on, bringing something new to the community. Start to use the park a little bit more, make it fun. Fun place to come and get together. And this is kind of what what they've come up with the I guess it's an engineering firm or off. So it's just kind of a rendition of what they're looking at.
And what's new is gonna be that top right, that little pavilion. And just, we got, next page.
Well, we're gonna have a nice little gazebo. They're looking, and
See, there's that on the right side, that's the old water,
Oh, yeah.
so that's incorporated in there, it's the old historical water thing. So just like that. Yeah, so that's basically just, I wanted to show
so if you look to the over there to the far end, that's where the old city hall used to be. They're talking about putting like a little amphitheater, so they could have live music there, or even have a school event, have the school band play under there. I think over here on the right hand side, on the top, it's going to be a covered basketball court. I said pickleball court, but I don't know. We'll see about that.
the gazebo in the middle there.
And they're gonna, I think Councilman Huerta was kind of, we need to keep the old little building, in there, because it is a little bit about our history and where we were and where we've come to. So renovating that little building, maybe putting it, I think Councilman Huerta said about getting the pumps back in place so they would look like, it was functioning. People could look in there and say, oh, wow, that's the way it was set up.
You also have the veterans thing up there?
Yeah, in the corner.
It's in the corner.
It's that top corner by Aces. You
Yeah,
can't see it.
way over there on that end.
They're gonna make that fancy also.
Oh,
They're gonna make it
Yeah.
real.
Adding some parking over here on Klein, if you see right there. It's gonna add some parking there. I mean, I think it's gonna, if we can get this done, I think it's gonna be a very good, something to really attract people into our community. You know, I can tell you just from my own experience when I moved, uh, I always looked to see what my kids could do. What was there for my kids to do that didn't cost money, obviously. So having a nice place where the families can go and get together and have little get parties and like, watch the kids play at the park. I mean, I think that's a big attraction for our community
The main
going
objective
forward.
too, Mayor, is like when we go out to Steel Dynamics, to get money, we have a master plan. They're gonna say, what are you gonna, okay, this is gonna cost, 80,000. This is cost 110,000. We got a plan to give them. So, and I think working on the pavilion, I think Exxon Mobil, that they might give us some money for that, so.
Maybe shouldn't yours too.
See, now.
He's still
show this.
standing there.
So, yeah, just show you what's going on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, grants, yeah, so.
So that would be.
Yeah, and one more real quick, Mayor.
Yes.
As, I don't know if you noticed, the Little League has lights up already. We have lights in the last field, it's got
Yeah.
new lights. That should be functioning by the end of February, so we'll be ready for baseball season. No, so they're up and ready, so that's all I got, thanks.
All right. Anybody else anything to report? Okay, so we'll move on to the non-action items. Item 4, citizen input on reinstatement of Odin Police Department. I know, Mr. Vargas, you want to go ahead and step up?
I've been doing a little research here and there.
Can you go ahead and come up here?
That's what can you put this online? Put it on Facebook.
My name is Carlos Vargas, AKA Chucky Lucky. I've been wondering about the police department. A lot of people want it, a lot of people don't. Until something happens to your family, then you're gonna say, where's the police department? It happened to me years back with my daughter. County never did nothing on reporting. They never investigated, because she's only a baby, she was 3 years old. Babies don't lie. Now, you, Mayor, you were a deputy in Travis County. You protected people that you didn't even know, only your coworkers and your next door neighbors. Why don't you bring a police department to protect the people that you grew up with in your town? Because as a mayor, this is your town. This is your soldiers. Now, bringing in a few policemen, there's a lot of traffic going through Odom. Sin don't have traffic, and hopefully this town won't be like Taft, that you have a lot of people that shouldn't be around. Now, it's up to the community, or it's up to the city council to bring the police department back. My opinion, yeah, we do need a police department. So when my daughter lived, there was a drive-by, county never investigated, because they're short-handed on policemen. There are 11 people short-handed. And the investigators never did nothing with that. A bullet went into my daughter's room. I take that real personal. So, as you being a Travis County deputy, why can you have a police department in your town to protect the citizens that they put you in that share? That's all I gotta say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Mr. Webb, still here? Still with us?
A lot of y'all know me, grew up with me. Those of you who don't, my name is Stephen Webb. My father was the mayor of this town for a little bit. My dad used to tell me when he was the mayor He goes, I always know when things are good because no one calls me. He said, I always know when I've done something that they don't like because everybody calls me. Got a lot of phone calls sometimes. The job you guys have to do sometimes is pretty thankless. And I understand that. And I understand everyone has different opinions. And I don't live here anymore. I live in Corpus Christi and really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to what was going on in Odom. Was dealing with a mom that has Alzheimer's and, dealing with another mom that's getting a little older and family business is a farm. And so I was in and out. But recently, because of the I-69 corridor, I've had to spend a lot more time in Odom, and I've had to spend a lot more time talking to people that I grew up with and meeting new people that I didn't grow up with and that I didn't know. And they've all been talking to me about different things, and I have to admit I've kind of enjoyed it. I've gotten to reconnect with a lot of people, and I hope to spend a lot more time being involved in things that are going on in this town. Because this town was very important to my grandfather, my father. Things are different now. We all move away. We all go do different things, but this is always going to be my home. This is always going to be the town I grew up in. These are going to be the guys I played football with and that I joked around with and I got in trouble with. But my mom called me the other day and was like, have you been looking at Facebook? I said, Mom, I don't have social media. Social media just drives me crazy. I have anger issues when I pay attention to social media. She said, well, they want to bring a police department back to Oakland. And I said, well, okay. And she said, well, I want you to find out what's going on. Okay. So I've talked to David, and I've even talked to Billy a little bit. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, I don't know all the ins and outs of this. Okay. I do know that Odom never had a police department. And then Odom did have a police department, and it was meant to be a smaller police department. A couple of guys, the chief, we were gonna, and it just kind of got a little more, and it got to cost more. And so I don't know that a police department right now is a great idea. I'm never gonna sit here and say, man, that's the worst thing y'all can do is get cops. Y'all probably are going to need a police department in this town because, like y'all said, there's a lot of growth coming to Odom, Texas. There's a lot of housing coming to Odom, Texas. We have to be forward thinking. We have to see what's coming to our little town, and we have to make it a town that people want to live in. Okay? And so I don't know that a police department is the right thing to do right now when y'all are trying to get your budgeting all done right. You're trying to fix a water tower. Y'all have infrastructure that needs to be fixed. Y'all got roads that need to be fixed. Y'all got a lot of things that need to be done that are important to every citizen. Now, I'm not shortchanging what Chucky said. Me and Chucky have known each other our whole lives. And yeah, unfortunately, bad things happen sometimes. And as far as I can tell, though, there hasn't been any big crime wave in Odom, Texas. The people that I've talked to don't seem to be scared. They don't seem to be worried. They don't seem to be thinking that's something that's super important. So to me, it seems like, and again, I don't have all the numbers. I would love to sit down and look at that with Billy, with David, with y'all, whatever, and understand how, a police department is going to be a good expenditure of the tax dollars that we pay, that y'all pay, that everybody pays. I mean, if there's a good reason to have it and the numbers make sense. But right now, like I said, Odom's going to get bypassed, y'all. Whether it goes east or west, that thing is coming, and we ain't stopping it. We aren't going to be able to really do a whole lot with it. And as a community, everyone on the city council, all the citizens need to be thinking, where are we going to move? How are we going to pivot to this? How are we going to capitalize? how can we annex, how can we get these things to where it improves your tax base? You get a couple of housing developments out there, annex them, then all of a sudden, your budget for a police department looks way better. And you're not putting a strain on anything, you're not having to rob Peter to pay Paul, you don't have to do things like that. A lot of times, you can do an audit, and you can find out where you're hemorrhaging cash. You can find out where your money's not going to the right thing. You can find out where maybe we can cut this and this. You can find the money for your projects where you already have it. That's what we do in business. That's what we did at the farm. That's always a good business practice. And so, again, I don't know how often things get done, and I'm hoping to find out more. I would love to sit down and pick brains and visit with y'all. Yeah, I want to be for this because I want to see this town succeed. I want to see Odom. It's not going to be huge. It's never going to be a metropolis. But man, we're about to have with that highway, and whichever way it goes, if we can annex those areas, you guys are going to have a cash cow for this town. And we need to be thinking in that direction 100%. So that's really all I wanted to say. And I appreciate y'all letting me come in and say it. And I appreciate you talking to me, and I appreciate you talking to me. I appreciate y'all being open with me and letting me come up here and speak because my mom told me I had to. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have nothing else. I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
I got a motion to adjourn. Got 1 second. We are adjourned.